This is an Introduction to Mathematical Applications, which is a Stage 2 SACE course. It enables you to get 20 credits, which goes towards an ATAR at Year 12. This little video is an outline of the course information that you'll need to know to be able to undertake this course, and hopefully by the end of this you'll have some sort of idea about what you'll be studying during the year. The course has resulted A+ to E-, a bit different from stage 1 where you just got A to E, but there's a result from A+ to E- in this course. And what happens is 30% of your marks come from exams, 40% comes from a folio, which is like a project work, and 30% comes from SATs, which are like tests. In the first semester we have two topics that we study. One is statistics and one is shares. So we have 3 tests in the first semester, 2 from statistics and 1 from shares. We have 2 folio tasks, 1 from statistics and 1 from shares, and we have 1 exam which covers the 2 topics of stats and shares. So that's the first semester's work. Then in the second semester we have 2 other topics, maths and small business and investments and loans. And we have 2 tests in maths and small business and 1 test in investments and loans. We have folios again, we have 2 of them, 1 for maths and small business and 1 for investments and loans. And then we have an exam which only covers the second half of the year. So the difference between this and some other stage 2 subjects is that the exam really only covers half a year at each stage. So the first exam covers the first half of the year, second exam is the second half of the year. So the overall weightings look like this, with 30% coming from tests, 40% from folios, which is your project, and 30% from exams. So as you can see, they all add up together and they all combine to your final mark. And the more weighting is given to your folio task, because that's where you can actually demonstrate a very good understanding of the mathematics studied. Now, one of the things that people get concerned about is the exams, because they think, oh my goodness, they're very big, they're very heavy, I'm not very good at exams. But as I said before, you must remember that the exams are only for 1 semester. So once you've done the first semester's work, that's it, you don't actually have to think about it again, which is very good for some people because that's a better way to go. We have 2 exams, one's in June, one is in November, and normally in the first week of the exams there. They are externally set and externally marked. So your teacher does not see them before you do, and they are marked externally, and we do not know your marks until the end of the year when you get them. Our work is moderated, and this means that a sample of our work goes off to a moderator who has a look at our marking to make sure it is right. It's a process that makes sure that an A in our school is the same as an A in any other school, and it makes sure that there's consistency across the state. The exams are marked twice because one marker will do it and then another marker will do it as well, and schoolwork is marked by the teacher and then moderated, so kind of in that way it's also marked twice as well. So you're guaranteed that the process is very thorough and very fair for everyone who does this course in any school across the state. The way we operate in this course is we actually use a lot of stuff to do with a website, so it's all web driven. So you can access this from any device anywhere, and as you can see, this is the startup page of the Maths Apps page. But it looks very similar to what it is, this website here. Each of these icons here take you to another part of the course. So let's just click on investments and loans, for instance. It will then come up with all the things that we have to cover and all the things that you need to do in that. So if you go to future value, that's part of the course. It comes up with an explanation of what it is, the PowerPoint, the questions out of the textbook, and a whole lot of screencasts that explain how the whole thing works. It's also linked to a quiz, which is like an online multiple choice test, and you can do this at any time to see how you're traveling. So that is how a lot of the work is delivered to you via the web, so it's quite cool. So what does this mean for you as a student? Well, this next year, you'll be looking at running at your own pace, at working at whatever pace you need to get through. There'll be some guidelines about how quickly you need to be moving, but generally you control how fast you operate and the speed in what you go, and whether you want to revisit things over and over again. It's really up to you to control that. The teacher is there to monitor it for you. We will be using a thing called Edmodo, which you might have had experience with before, and Edmodo will be the place where we will host all our quizzes. All the tasks will be set through that, all the assessment tasks will be set through that, and you'll be submitting your work all through that. Edmodo will be explained to you later on as you move through this course. The other thing is all the course content is on YouTube, and you can watch the videos of each lesson anytime you want, and you can watch them over and over again. All the key concepts are covered there. We will be doing a lot of group work, so you'll be working in what we call critical friends networks, and critical friends networks are just groups of 3 or 4 of you that will be working together, and they'll be rotated as the year goes on. Also with this we have lectures, which is like the teacher telling you how it's going to run. So this is how the course will go, and it will all be driven by you, and the teacher is the facilitator. Might be slightly different to the way you've had lessons before, but we find this works very well.